As we exit February 2011, we also wrap up another year of what is known here in the United States as Black History Month, a time to reflect on the lives and contributions of the African American community. Sadly, in the opinion of this gentleman, I believe that this so-called celebration is an idea whose time has passed, and for many reasons. First of all, the current state of the community in general. Now, when author and history professor Carter G. Woodson created what would become Black History Month in February 1926, America's black citizens were on the outside looking in, spectators to the great American drama, subjected to a repression of aspiration and identity so severe that it amounted to domestic apartheid. Lynchings were so common that the NAACP kept a flag at its New York offices to announce that a man was lynched yesterday. The flag flew often. The Great Migration was well underway. Black citizens moved from the southern states to the North and Midwest by the millions, and African American voting was suppressed, sometimes violently, especially in the Jim Crow South. Woodson, grasping the enormity of the situation, created Negro History Week as a way of highlighting the social contributions of black Americans. When Barack Obama took the oath of office to become the 44th President of the United States on January the 20th, 2009, he did so as the beneficiary of the broadest, most sweeping black vote in American history. Since 1976, February has been officially designated as Black History Month, but the inauguration of the nation's first black president underscored just how much the climate that produced Woodson's noble idea had changed. Some say the need for Black History Month has ended altogether. Black History Month has become more or less a reflex in American life, with many observances reduced to rote and repetitious rituals. Many of those observances seem to be as much about marketing products as they are about the collective national memory. This year, like last year and the year before, that we have witnessed advertisements from major corporations featuring the images of African American iconography: Frederick Douglass, Sojourner Truth, Civil Warrior Soldiers, the Freedom Riders, and Martin Luther King Jr., the usual suspects. Elementary school teachers will devote blocks of time for students to recite the biographical talking points of those and other black historical figures. On television and radio, and in school assemblies everywhere, we can expect to hear most of the same one-minute sound bites from King's I Have a Dream oration. In this time period, reality has convincingly shown to everyone that there rests no separating the current fortunes and histories of 37 million African Americans from the rest of the America. When black American history intertwines so completely with American history in general, what is the rationale for separating them? Morgan Freeman caused quite a stir in December 2005, when he strayed from black historical orthodoxy on just this point. "You're going to relegate my history to a month," he said in an interview on CBS 60 Minutes. "I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history. As mentioned in previous video, I have expressed concern that for all the great legacies made through the so-called black leaders detailed during this month, the civil rights leaders, the educators, the freedom fighters, from so-called Martin Luther King to Malcolm X to Mary McLeod Bethune to W.E.B. Du Bois to Booker T. Washington and so on, the current state of the black community seems to make the great strides made by these men and women seem in vain. The disintegration of the nuclear black family, where mother and father live together with children in holy matrimony, the resulting out-of-wedlock children, absentee mothers, absentee fathers, undisciplined children, the corruption of most black churches and their pastors, the ever-present corruption of black politicians, and the deification of the most deviant, perverse, and atrocious members of the community. I am talking about the current members of the black elite led by President Obama, longtime New York Congressman Charles Rangel, John Conyers, Cynthia McKinney, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Louis Farrakhan, Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes, Eddie Long Duk Dong, the black Hebrew Israelites led by Teha, the Great Millstone, the UPK, and assorted vermin, media moguls Oprah Winfrey, Will Smith, Tom Joyner, hip-hop moguls Russell Simmons, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, T-Pain, Lil Wayne, Jaheim, the Fresh Boys, gangster rappers, cross-dressing comedian Tyler Perry, perverted black radio MC Michael Baisden, and so many more. These are the so-called black leaders of today. If these people are being held up as the chief representatives of African America, no wonder why a majority of their followers, who make up 85% of the black population in the US, are in dire straits. Personally, I believe that Black History Month is a joke, an abomination, an insult to the original leaders that fought hard for civil rights, equal access to education, and the like. Now blacks have become the unenviable statistics that have made tarnished the community's image. Derelicts hanging on street corners at 10 o'clock in the morning, gang members and prostitutes being detised as heroes, churches rampant with homosexual members and down-low pastors, young men with pants sagging down to their dirty asses, and now the very opposite. Men wearing women's jeans, women likewise wearing men's clothing, shedding their femininity to so-called hang with the boys. Men and women using atrociously degrading quote-unquote affectionate terminology to describe themselves. Both men and women calling each other bitches, not to mention pimps, hoes, and of course niggers. The music either being primarily about drug dealing, pimping, prostituting, murder, fornication, celebrating lack of education and proud blasphemy against the Lord Jesus Christ, drama and comedy celebrating the division within the black community. Moreover, why should one ethnic group have its own month shoved down our throats? If we are forced to have Black History Month, where is Irish History Month? How about German History Month, Polish History Month, or Jewish History Month? With the popularity of anime and manga amongst the youth of America, a Japanese History Month isn't too far-fetched. How about Hispanic History Month, Chinese, Russian, or Indian History Month? Are they not as deserving, if not more, of a month of their own? Honestly, one thing is true. Black history today seems to be today a joke. Music retailers have celebrated Black History Month by offering for special sale what? The latest gangster rap, pimp and hoe, ghetto fabulous, bump and grind, and lust-filled tripe. I know that any other ethnic group wouldn't dare sell their abomination as representation. German Americans would not dare feature, say, pretty boy visual rockabilly, call it, if there was a German History Month. So why is this trash being sold as being representative of a community of 30 million Americans? For shame. Sadly, most black Americans don't really care about their communities. That's why there's a group are number one in everything negative. This is sad and must change immediately. Black people, it's time for you to stop looking toward those degrading your group as your leaders and start getting your act together and becoming the leaders of your own lives.